a look at this. This video just in of Terrance Roberts in court this afternoon to face charges. He's the anti-gang activist accused of shooting a young man outside the Denver Boys and Girls Club.
Police say Terrance Roberts shot Isaiah Hasan Jones during a community rally at the Boys and Girls Club in Park Hill.
So my name is Terrance Roberts, and I'm in Los Angeles, just hanging out with Aquila, some of the brothers and sisters who with the peace movement, and I'm out here to discuss development and to just hang out, man, and just get out of Colorado for a few days. I'm from Park Hill, which is in Northeast Denver, and Park Hill is a blood community in Denver, really the only big blood neighborhood in Denver, Colorado, where it's defined boundaries. And I used to be a Park Hill Crenshaw Mafia blood. The Crenshaw Mafia is out of Inglewood in Los Angeles, got the Bloods in Denver started. And that was the gang I primarily ran with, but all the Bloods in Denver are all pretty much considered Park Hill Bloods. Pretty much, man, when I was around 11 years old, that was about 86 is when they got really deep. That's when Bloods really first started having a presence in Park Hill. So we were all wannabes, but I really started banging maybe around 9th grade when I was 14. I mean, I've been cut, I've been jumped, I've been shot twice myself, I've been partially paralyzed, had my spleen ruptured, had my upper and my lower intestines shredded. I've had exploratory surgery twice since I've been out the hospital, physical therapy at Craig Medical Center. I mean, I've been through whatever. I just got tired of getting shot, tired of getting punched in the face. You know, tired of sitting on the prison yard not talking about shit. Tired of, you know, seeing my grandmama cry every time I came home. I was living with my grandma, and every time I walked through the door, she's checking my face and checking my hands and, you know, staying up all night waiting on me. And I'm out selling dope. I'm on acid. You know, it's Christmas. I'm on acid selling dope with a Mac 90 in the car. You know what I mean? As big as a broomstick, you know. So I just got tired of it, man. You know, it's a lot of young bloods out there. You know, I was getting older. I had a son, and I wanted to do something better for Park Hill, man. And I didn't feel like sitting in the penitentiary was gonna do nobody no good. It definitely wasn't doing my family no good. So I did a development project, put up inner city soccer fields, some basketball courts at this arson area where some crypts had burned down. Just hang out where the Bloods hung out. Me and a senator had opened up our office across the street from there, because I had got a land use agreement to do a development project over there. So what we did was something called interim use development, where we put up some basketball courts, a soccer court for the Latino kids. We put up some playgrounds to attract developers to say, look at what we've done in our community for the interim time. And we ended up having the Andrews family build a Boys and Girls Club. And National Geographic came to Denver and they contacted me and wanted to do a story for Drugs Inc. for Denver. So I called all the Bloods, I called some Crips. So I'm like, everybody come to the office, and if y'all want to meet National Geographic, just like if y'all want to meet Alex with StreetGangs.com, then you go talk to them. And when they talked to Drugs Inc., initially some of these Damus was thinking I told the producers to take them off of the air, because they did some interviews and they said some positive things about the community. But when the Drugs Inc. episode came out, not only did they not show me, they didn't show these Bloods at this interview, which that's not my program. I just introduced y'all to these people. Y'all went off as adults and as Bloods, and y'all wanted to hype the hood and do y'all's thing. So anyways, first it was, why did you tell these white folks to take us off? Then it became, well, nigga, you snitching. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you was a snitch because you introduced the homies and the homies talked, so it was on camera, you snitching. Even though these cats be making rap videos and Hood Day and all kind of extra gang shit, but since I introduced them to National Geographic and it was the Drugs Inc. episode, I'm snitching now. I'm a snitch, I'm a bitch, you know, I'm a gentrifier, I'm all these different things. And there were some other factors over the years. You know, I've been a hero and a snitch, you know, 20 times in the course of 10 years, you know, but they started threatening my life, man, and they came onto my property and tried to kill me, man, and tried to hurt me, and I ended up shooting one of the young brothers.
Abdullah says the friction between his nephew and Roberts had to do with a video pointing out drug dealing in the neighborhood. He said that's when Jones called Roberts a snitch. He says as a convicted felon, Roberts shouldn't have been allowed to bond out.
I wouldn't put it past that he don't show up.
When somebody starts calling you a snitch,
You know, they can call you, oh, you know, Alex is a punk, or he's this, or we don't like streetgangs.com. But once they start saying Alex is a snitch, that means that they kind of greenlight you to be hit in any way, shape, or form. And once I started seeing that they were going that direction with it, absolutely, I started packing my heat.
I was doing a peace rally that day. I was doing a Black Unity rally, actually, just to kind of just to not have to focus just be on gangs, more to broaden the conversation. So we were just gonna have some elders come, Bloods, Crips, everybody who wanted to come. The day of the incident, we were preparing for the rally. The young man who I ended up having to shoot pulled a knife on me earlier that morning. Throughout the course of the day, we were having altercations on the property that we had redeveloped after the arson. And when the incident happened, these brothers came and surrounded me and pretty much told me on Bloods they were gonna kill me. And when they surrounded me, I ended up defending my life, and I shot the brother. You know, I mean, I'm not in this, like, I'm not in this to be a martyr. Like, I'm not looking for no glory. I'm not looking for martyrdom. If I have to die because I'm doing this work, and if that's what God got for me, then I'm gonna have to accept that, you know? But I'm not out here to push them kind of lines. I'm not out here to hurt no one, and I'm not out here to get hurt.
Jones's uncle says Isaiah was shot 5 times, at least once, while he was lying on the ground.
Yeah, he's still in the hospital. He'll be there for a little while. It's a long run.
Abdullah believes Roberts, who was once in a gang and who founded the Prodigal Son Initiative to combat gangs, didn't really turn his life around.
A lot of times people can sound sweet, but at the end, it ain't very sweet.
Both the aunt and uncle say that Roberts, a previous felon, should not have had a gun.
And according to the court documents, he felt threatened.
Well, if you feel threatened, I'm pretty sure President Obama does too. But he doesn't take matters into his own hands to defend himself.
They say Roberts should have taken his concerns to police.
And he didn't do that. He took matters into his own hand. And I think that when you do that, you have to suffer the consequences that come with that.
So I've been locked up for previous offender with a handgun before. I got caught with a Mac 11. I got into a shooting. I had to shoot at a Blood's car who was grabbing a weapon on me. I got 6 years for that. Menacing with a shotgun, I got a year for that. That was my last prison stint. It was a 7 I did 3.5 on that. I got a simple robbery, and I got caught with a shank in prison, and that's when I went to the SHU out here in Colorado. So right now I'm being charged with attempted murder, first-degree assault, and previous offender with a handgun. I shot him 5 times. He's paralyzed, and since then he's right now incarcerated for a drive-by shooting he's done around the corner from where I shot him in Park Hill on a Crip. And he's also under investigation for killing his girlfriend's 2-year-old daughter.
So this guy, as a paraplegic, got implicated in a drive-by shooting by the Denver PD?
I guess the victim pointed him out. That's what the media says. So I don't know exactly what happened, just from what I'm reading in the press and hearing from other Bloods and Crips that he did it, and this guy is pointing him out and saying that he was the perpetrator. I mean, I never feel good about gang violence and stuff like that, but let's be honest, on a personal note, it shows that what I was saying about me feeling like I was being attacked by him and his friends, I think it, of course, gives some validity to my feelings. I still have to go to trial and prove what happened to me, though. But it was, of course, it was a vindication. So there are people who are saying, well, why didn't Terrance just get in his car and just drive away? But not only was I surrounded by Bloods, but over 3/4 of gang-related assaults and murders especially happen in and around a vehicle. That's where the guns are kept, that's where people are sitting ducks, and that's where all the action happens, is in and around a vehicle. So not only was I surrounded by Bloods around my vehicle, but I also understand this, and I wasn't about to sit in this truck and there's 15 Bloods all around where I was, and more all in the area. So literally, man, if I didn't feel like I was in danger for my life, it's about as much as I could say about my case right now. If I didn't feel like I needed to do that, I wouldn't have done it. I've been doing this work 10 years, and I've never felt like I had to, even as a gang member, there was times I didn't feel like I had to do something so drastic. They were trying to get me, man, and everyone who was there knows it. And I'm not anti-gang anyways. Like, I'm an ex-gang member who does peace work. But anyways, I'm not some guy who came to the community and all of a sudden I'm against gang violence and I want to work with it. Like, I grew up in Park Hill. I'm from the turf. I grew up as a Damu from the age of 13, 14, so, and when I left the gangs, I came back to my community. I didn't get an office downtown. I didn't get an office in the suburbs. I came to the Holly Square. That's the heart of the hood. You know, you might as well have your office at the University Garden Apartments or at Nickerson Gardens, you know, where I had my apartments, because it was Damus all day with pistols, with wheelchairs, bullet holes, and murderers. I mean, who wants to go to prison? I mean, you know, what's really happening in prison? Not shit. There's no growth in prison. There's no life in prison, but lifers doing life. There's no revolutionary movements coming out of prison. There's no development being sent home out of prison, you know. It's just a bunch of dumb motherfuckers talking about a bunch of dumbass shit a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Somebody in there cripping, somebody's a Damu, somebody's from Bloodline or from UBN, somebody's under paperwork. I don't care about all that. You know what I'm saying? I care about my people. I want to develop communities that are underserved. I don't want to eat pig in the blanket. I don't want to play no motherfucking chess. I don't want to play checkers. I don't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to eat no motherfucking waffles that feel like shingles. I just want to go build some playgrounds. So no, I don't want to go to prison.
So I love the work, man. I love it. I mean, like I said, even when I was gangbanging, I wanted to serve my community. I don't mind being a servant. I'm not afraid of my people. I'm not ashamed of my people. I love being in the hood. I don't come to LA to try to act hard or act like I'm from someone's gang I ain't from and all that. Like, I'm coming out here to help. And I do it willingly, and I do it for fun.
A lot of bodies got traded, you know, during that time. And there's still a lot of hurt feelings behind that. So this is something that takes a little while, you know, to negotiate.
I went to school, got my grades up, and played ball. So that's why I think it's a good opportunity for these other kids to do the same thing I did, because once they get an opportunity, they got a future.